finally done. The draft is done. Broncos country, we're here to break it down. Woo. We'll tell you about the players who bring the power. This is horsepower.
Yo, guys. We got the whole gang back together. Sorry, Kodiak, I put that over your face, but y'all like and subscribe to the chat. Y'all be sure to get in here. We're going to be breaking down all of our big-time winners that we got in training camp, the guys who are making big cases for possible contract extensions. We'll talk about Riley Moss. This is presented to you by Prize Picks. Can't wait, guys, to talk about real football now. Some of our takes, I think, are looking freaking amazing. Some of our other takes, maybe not looking so great. But maybe, guys, we could start this off giving, kind of giving one big takeaway you got from camp. Maybe Kodiak, how about we start with you since you kind of been at camp, and we can kind of go from there.
Yeah, of course. So the defense has really started to ramp up over the past few days. It seemed like the offense was ahead when the pads were not on, but ever since the pads came on, looks like the defense was ramping up. But I want to shout out our young guys real quick on the defensive side of the ball. Okay, I know if you were around yesterday, you obviously know what Tyler Onyedim did. You know that he looked fan-freaking-tastic yesterday. Man, could not take my eyes off him when I was at camp. But even Savion Jones, man, I didn't need him to be Aaron Donald this training camp, but we just needed to hear that he was progressing well. We needed him to maybe make a play or two, and he has done that. So really happy to see that our guys are progressing well. Our young guys in particular on the defensive line.
Dude, heck yeah. So are you saying Savion Jones kind of looks like Aaron Donald?
I mean, we'll see. I feel like he's got a little ways to go, but, we'll see. Less Roblox, more hitting the training room. But, yeah, he looks fine.
Dude, let's go. Jeremy, Broncos on Brile, y'all go subscribe to him. What has been kind of one of your pleasant surprises so far in camp?
Not that I didn't expect it, but it's great to see some Riley Moss is just making plays out there. I know that was our topic, but that just going into it, I was like, that's exactly what I expected from him. He's just a competitor, man. It's exactly, I was thinking about it. It's after we drafted Bradley Roby back in the day, people were like, oh, what does this mean for Chris Harris? What does this mean for da-da-da? It's like Chris Harris wasn't worried about it because he's a competitor, man. He's going to go out there and play every single one. Riley's the same way. It's nice to see that he's not, people, it tells you a lot about a person of like when you bring in competition, do they want to play you? Are they excited by that? Or are they not excited? Do they shrink? And he's somebody who says, I don't care. I'm sure he's been doubted at that position his entire life. This isn't any different. So nice to see that.
Dude, let's pin this, man. Let's talk about it a little bit. All right. Riley Moss going out there making plays. PBUs. I think he had an interception yesterday. Mm-hmm. We'll forget what happened afterwards, right? But but Kodiak, I know you were there at camp, man. Yeah. What have you noticed from him? And let's start a little bit of this discussion.
Yeah, of course.
Do you think that he can get a contract extension? Let's talk about it.
Not here. I still think that, if he has a really, really good season, like if he progresses even more, then he's probably even more gone than he already is. Okay. Because obviously, we know what he brings to the outside. It's very rare for a player of that caliber to hit the outside market. But as far as what I've seen, I mean, obviously there were very few issues or worries about whether or not Riley Moss would have good coverage on a guy. Okay. We know that he's going to stick with his guy like glue. The problem is once that ball gets up in the air, what's going to happen? Okay. Anytime you see the camera pan over to like 50 yards downfield while the ball's in the air, I think a lot of us start to clutch up, especially because that Riley Moss is going to be probably covering the guy, probably going to be in a deep ball situation. But as far as what we've seen from Moss, I mean, it was pretty much best case scenario yesterday. Okay, yes, it was a free play. Nick Benito did jump, and it wasn't offsides, but it doesn't mean anything for Sutton and Moss. Okay, it's still a rep that is downfield. Could have easily just meant a go ball that was an active play that wasn't flagged on. But yeah, either way, Sutton and Moss battling for it out. And I made this point with Mark yesterday. We're not worried about Sutton in a contested catch situation. We are worried about Riley Moss in a contested catch situation, and he did come down with the football, so that was great to see.
Dude, love to hear that. And Mark, thanks for being so patient. We got to hear your 2 cents on this right now with Riley.
I think Jeremy hit it on the head, man. I mean, you love to see a guy put in that position to take his game to a next level. He did it last year once we drafted Jade Barron, kind of fended him off. And then it looks like he's taking it to another level this year. So I love what he's made of. And I mean, listen, it's a win-win scenario for the Broncos. Like, I know we talked a lot about, like, are you going to extend Riley? Does it make sense to trade him, and all these different scenarios? And I think all of it was, worthy conversation. But the best case scenario for the Broncos is that the decision on playing Jade Barron or Riley Moss is unbelievably difficult, because that means that both guys are playing well, or one guy is really, taking the big leap, and that's exactly what's happening. So, it's awesome. I love that he's having a really good camp, and again, I mean, I think we forgot that after the bye last year, it was just really weird, because after the bye, the defense as a whole was definitely not as good as they were previously in the year. But Riley Moss was really good. He had only one penalty. He played a lot better. So it was just unfortunate for him that he started playing better and the whole defense didn't. But hopefully he can build off that and keep balling. And, I saw that he has a sponsorship with Alp nicotine patches, which I love. And so when I saw that, I'm like, all right, we're on the same squad. I can get behind Riley. And maybe that's why he's playing so good. He's probably puts like the 20 milligram ones in and just cooks.
Man, that would shoot me to outer space. Tell you that. But do we have a Riley, Markey, Alp, collaboration coming soon? Then
I wish, dude. It's funny. I actually reached out to Alp and asked him, like, hey, I'd love to like sponsor your product on my show. Like, I told them I'll do it for free, and they were like, we don't do sponsorships for YouTube yet, and I think there's like rules behind it. But I'm still working on it, man. Every time he posts on his Instagram, shouting him out, I always give him some love. So that's the dream. One day we'll have a little like I don't know, some sort of sponsorship show together.
Here's what I will say: when it comes to Riley Moss being addicted to nicotine, do you feel like that would make him play? I feel like that would make me play worse. Okay, for a position like corner, where it's so like you're so jittery and wired, and one misstep can like cause a penalty or cause you to get beat. Wouldn't you think that would be the worst position for somebody to be addicted to nicotine at?
I'll tell you why I know. And it's good that you don't know, or like you not have a nicotine addiction like I unfortunately do. But when you do, you realize it really does like actually ground, like it brings you back and like levels you out and allows you to like actually calm down. Like if I'm watching the Broncos game, I'm like pounding these down a lot more than I normally do, because it actually helps settle me in a little bit. So I feel like it'll help you focus. But yeah, let us know in the chats. Eli for sure can give a little bit of his 2 cents on that. I know that, but yeah, it does help you focus for sure. But like other stimulants, like for example, if I were to have a couple shots of like I drink a lot of coffee in the morning, but if I were to like drink coffee and then go play a sport, that would make me jittery for sure. Red Bull, I would probably have a heart attack and die. But nicotine actually does the opposite.
Is that why like after a rough day you go and have a smoke? Because you're like, I need to.
Yeah, exactly.
Relax.
It's very similar. It's very similar in that sense for sure. It's kind of like having or like the after work drink. You know what I mean? It kind of settles you down a little bit.
But what I will say about that, I remember they did like a pregame profile on Riley Moss at the stadium last year during one of the games. I can't remember. And his pregame ritual is a cup of coffee too. So coffee and nicotine. While he was getting beat last year, like that was in the back of my mind. Like, man, if he just quits that, because I've been around so many people in the restaurant business who are, they're chain smokers. They smoke like a chimney. And man, I don't know, man. Those guys are the ones who snap the most. Those are like the most emotionally sensitive. I don't know, man. Going too far down this rabbit hole.
I think he could benefit from incorporating some root beer vape into his diet.
You never know. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why Nate Atkins had such a down year last year, because he stopped. He saw this show. He was embarrassed. He's like, I'm gonna stop the root beer vapes. Went to shit. I'm like, dog, get back on him. And let's grind it out. So.
Yeah. Well, it sounded like freaking Evan Ingram might have been on the root beer vapes today, getting into it with Jaquan McMillan. I'm saying, Ingram, man, how about you pick on somebody your own size? How about that? But nonetheless, didn't surprise me at all to see that Jaquan's getting into it a little bit with camp. I love that. Mark, I guess we didn't ask you about your big takeaway yet. What have you loved from camp?
I'd be remiss to not talk about there's a lot of things that I think stuck out to me. Me and Kodiak talked about it yesterday after he went to camp, but you got to talk about my guy, Pat Bryant. I'm so excited about this dude in year 2, man. What I saw in year one. I thought he was phenomenal. This guy was on pace to have 31 catches in the divisional round game if he didn't get injured. Obviously, that wouldn't have happened, but he was a big part of the game plan. The guy is, I mean, Sean Payton said they love the weight that he's at. He looks faster by a lot of reports, unbelievably physical, catches everything. And I think that the addition of Waddle helps him a lot because now they can just like, he's going to be free to play in whatever role is the best for him, which I think is the big slot. And we'll go. I cannot wait to see these top three receivers, man. But yeah, Pat Bryant, super excited to see him in year two. I think he's gonna pop off.
What would you see as like, I'm curious, is like a very successful year from Pat Bryant statistically? It's been kind of hard for me to judge a little bit because I'm expecting us to just like spam Waddle as often as we can. But I'm curious, Mark, Jeremy, Kodiak, like what you guys think would be like an A+, or maybe just like an A year from Pat Bryant.
I think stat wise, it's hard, man. It's hard to, say exactly what the stats is because they don't always tell the full story. But for me, like I'd like to see him be a third down and touchdown merchant. We saw a lot of what he can do on third downs last year. I want him to continue with that. But if he gets like, I could see him having 400 or 500 yards receiving, but like 7 or 8 touchdowns. That to me would be a massive season for me, for him. It's just being someone that comes up big in those big moments. So that's kind of what I'm looking forward to.
Dude, love it. Jeremy?
Yeah, no, you said it perfectly. I don't think stats, no matter if they're high or low, will tell the tale. I think is he that reliable receiver that you can just count on when you need him? If they're going to start double teaming, like bracketing Waddle, or Cortland goes down for a series or whatever, I think it kind of reminds me of like Ed McCaffrey back in the day. It was like you had Terrell Davis, you had Rod Smith, you had Shannon Sharp. Oh, that's right. You had Ed McCaffrey whenever you like really needed him, blocking and catching. So I think that would be the perfect role for him.
Well said. Atomic's in here saying the hard question. So you give more slot snaps to Bryant, Mims, or Franklin. Dude, and I'll even throw Waddle in there, man. I think we need to be putting Waddle in the slot more than what he got there in Miami. Kodiak, what do you think, man?
I mean, to answer Atomic's question, I got to say, like, I think our starting slot receiver should be Pat Bryant because, that power slot role has really taken over the NFL the past 5-6 years. And obviously, he's still kind of a work in progress with his outside stuff. But you know what? You could just put Franklin, Sutton, and Waddle on the outside. And, yeah, you let those guys play those the X and Z role or whatever. And then Pat Bryant, you just have him work over the middle of the field, make those tough catches, really let your hand shine. Even have him block some. So, yes, I think that'd be the best role to deploy Bryant. And I do think he should be the starting slot receiver week 1.
Yeah. Hansi in here. Thanks for being a member of the channel. He said 50 catches, 600 yards, 5 touchdowns. I think that this would be a fantastic year for Pat Bryant. No doubt about it. And I
was looking at Tim Patrick's years when he was here, and that's kind of right in that ballpark. Yeah, 50 catches, 600-700 yards, and 5 to 7 touchdowns. So I think that's a perfect comp.
Yeah. And right now, Tomic's brought this up, man. He's even a better blocker than Ingram. So I think he could have a larger snap share than Ingram this year. But you brought up the power slot, Kodiak, and I'm curious, for all the people watching. We got 76 people in here. Y'all be sure to hit that like, subscribe to the channels. Links are in the descriptions if you haven't done that yet, and join the chat. But Kodiak, I'm curious. We got a handful of power slots on this team, man. We got Will Jordan Humphrey. We got Hakeem Butler now making plays. What have you seen kind of like from those guys, if anything, and including, I guess Troy Franklin isn't really much of a power slot, but we've seen him play slot sometimes.
Yeah. So as far as Hakeem Butler, man, I thought he had a day yesterday, bro. Sounds like he did not have that good of a day today from everybody. Everybody who was there said that Hakeem Butler had a rough day. I think Jake Getz on Twitter said that he literally threw his helmet down or something because of frustration or whatever today. But as far as yesterday, man, I saw him working over the middle of the field, and I saw that big 6'5", 240-pound guy who's wearing number 30 going over the middle of the field and just making the tough catches, and he looks massive, okay? Look, listen, I know you're going up against our linebacking core, so it doesn't mean a whole lot, but the fact that he's making those tough catches over the middle of the field in traffic, that meant a lot to me. Honestly, didn't see a whole lot of Will Jordan. Really haven't seen anything out of Franklin either. He had a decent catch, I think, kind of in the same capacity. of Hakeem Butler yesterday, just over the middle of the field. But yeah, Hakeem Butler, man, I'm telling you, I know that they've been trying to upgrade the dirty work rule for the past 2 years. You know, Lil Jordan Humphrey was initially not brought back. He was cut from the 4-13 Giants, who had wide receiver injuries everywhere. But you know, if he just continues to stack days, maybe he can just forget about today. I think there's a very, very real chance that the Broncos keep Lil Jordan Humphrey as the practice squad guy.
Oh, man, it's going to be fascinating to watch. And yeah, I got to say hello to some people in the chat. Dude, I'm so happy to see Slimmy in here. I've been wondering where he's been at, man. So good to see you in here. Hope you're doing well. Slimmy, yes, one of the best Broncos fans on all of YouTube. Thanks so much for tuning in. Again, we got Atomic, Hansi, BK here in the house. Y'all be sure to join the chat. We got 83 people in here. And I guess I'll get to like one of my fun takeaways here, since we already kind of talked about Riley Moss a little bit, is, dude, the linebackers. Karene Reed. Did I doubt this man too much just being a rookie last year? It seems like he is making plays. When you look at his scouting report from coming out of college, to me, he kind of sounds like an Alex Singleton clone in the positive ways. All right, guys, before you unsubscribe and leave, he's incredibly intelligent. That's a big theme with what we look for in linebackers. A guy who can identify run fits very well, can run stuff, but can he put on the adequate strength and speed needed to be a better run defender and to be trusted in pass coverage? I'm very happy to hear that. It seems like early on so far, he's the guy that's kind of separated himself among the rest of the backup linebackers. Mark, I believe you were pretty fired up, right, about Karene Reed last year. You got any other things to say about him, with him grabbing some headlines so far coming out of camp?
Well, I think it's obviously good for him. He's got a lot of really great opportunities. I mean, with Jordan Turner not playing as well, and then them not really bringing anyone else in. All they did is really lose Dre Greenlaw. It's a big chance for him. I think you saw some flashes last year for sure. And so hopefully he can continue. I think it's a big camp. Cecil Lammey was talking today that they put Lavelle Bailey in some with the first team as well. Okay. Like they've been mixing some of these guys in with the first teams, but it's tough. It's tough, man, because it's not helping my Torian York vibe. That I know, man. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't want to root against Karene Reed. Obviously, I still think he's going to be someone that contributes on this team, and I still think he'll be the practice squad guy that mainly gets elevated. But yeah, I mean, at this point, I love any of these young guys if they can step up and make big plays. That's a good thing for the team. Otherwise, if not, we might have to look at the vet market potentially. But it doesn't look like that's the case right now. So no. Slimmy is also asking what's the update on Benito. Mario Vitanzi thinks it's just an ankle tweak for what it's worth, but Sean Payton said he's not worried. Hold this man out for the rest of camp. Yeah, we cannot afford to lose Benito, man. That's how I feel about it. That would be just so devastating. And but on some good news for at least the Broncos roster sake, it seemed like Zach Bye with his report yesterday on the Jonathan Cooper situation. It seems like he thinks that Jonathan Cooper's this case is gonna resolve itself. So will that result in any suspension from the NFL? I don't know. We'll have to see. But we could have both of those starting pass rushers against the Chiefs, which I think we will feast on them. Yep. And Jonah has been killing it. He's been a massive camp.
Jonah's been killing it. Mm-hmm. I think Dondrea Tillman, did he leave momentarily for like a little injury yesterday or something like that? Yeah,
they said he was back today. He wasn't like full participant, but he was back. And all the reports on Benito is that he's fine. So that's good news.
Good. Jeremy, I hate to put you on the spot. Mm-hmm. Did you have any giddy up or hold your horses for us?
I do.
Dude, let's freaking go.
Okay, let's go around the horn here. All right, I'll start with Mark here. J.K. Dobbins made a big proclamation that he's not only going to be in the top 3 this season for the first 10 weeks, he's going to be the number 1 running back in the NFL for all 17 games. Will J.K. Dobbins back up what he said?
I mean, you got to say hold your horses on this. It'd be awesome. And I love JK, and I love like the manifesting that he was doing, right? Putting it out into the atmosphere. How can you not love that dude when he talks? He's so fun. But listen, he makes a good point when he says, like, there are guys that are injury prone. Like, obviously, Drew Sanders is injury prone, right? Or like, I even feel bad, but I mentioned like Ricky Pearsall. It's always the knee injury, right? There's Mike Evans always with the hamstrings. Even though that report that I put out, I guess I heard was not a real one, but nonetheless, like those, if it's the same thing that you see over and over again, it's injury prone. With him, it was all of his left leg, which you could look at it as a positive or a negative, but I mean, you're talking a knee, an Achilles, and a foot. So very different injuries. There is obviously some bad luck there, but you can't go against the data either, man. He's never played 16 games in his NFL career ever. And he's talking about 17. So listen, if he does, I wouldn't be surprised if he was in the conversation to lead the league in rushing or at least up there, based off of his history in terms of like efficiency. But yeah, definitely a hold your horses there.
Yeah. It's just a tough one for anybody to say. Like, I don't care if you're, Love coming into the draft or Genty or who, like
even Lutz. Like if Lutz was like, I'm going to kick all 17 games, I'd be like, you can't guarantee it, dude. Like you never know. You might pull something.
But can you imagine a running back being like,
No.
I'm not going to get hurt? It was like, to be fair to the man, he did get hurt on a hip drop tackle. Like anybody could get hurt off that. That's not like a prone thing. But he also is going up against his own team who he's got a second-year RJ Harvey and a Jonah Coleman who's going to be chomping at the bit too. To lead your own team is going to be not that easy. To lead the league and stay healthy, I appreciate it. If you don't believe in something, then no one's going to believe in it. So that's what he's doing. But he pinky promised everybody that was at the podium yesterday. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, that's awesome.
All right, let's go with Kodiak here. Will Sam Ehlinger beat out Stiddy for the number 2 job when the season starts? They're saying they're in competition right now.
Yeah.
Giddy up. I'll say yes on
Let's go.
Sam Ehlinger winning over Jarrett Stidham. Here's why. I think a lot of the tune on Jarrett Stidham has changed over the past, I don't know, probably month of what we've been able to see. Like, obviously, after the AFC Championship, he says, man, we really missed Bo in that game. And he was probably like, yeah, Wickersham, you can put that in your article. But even going just beyond that, I'm not mad at Stidham for that game in particular. That being said, I just think Ehlinger looks better. Like, of what I was been able to see yesterday, I don't think that yesterday would be a huge measuring stick, but I really liked what I saw. I really liked him hitting Butler over the middle of the field a couple times. And, yeah, both guys were pretty conservative. But, yeah, I don't know. I just have this weird feeling that Sam Ehlinger is going to be our QB2 heading into this upcoming year. I know continuity and leadership and whatever goes a long way with the staff, but I think they're going to know it's time for some new blood there and one that plays more stylistically similar to our starting quarterback.
Yeah, he's definitely going to get all the opportunity. I think he's more stylistically closer to Bo, and he has been in the room with them for the last year. So I think if he doesn't and Stidham beats him out and Stidham's the number 2, he earned it, because I think they kind of want Sam to take over, personally. David, let's go. I'm going to give you this was the bonus question, but I know you like this question. Okay. So I'm going to give this question to you. Sean Payton's going to be in Canton doing the Hall of Fame stuff.
Hoping you would ask me this.
Yeah. He said he's going to be meeting and talking to a former player of his. Will Taysom Hill be a Denver Bronco at the beginning of the season?
I will tell you this right after a quick word from Prize Picks. This video is brought to you by Prize Picks, America's #1 sports pick app. And right now they got a brand new promotion going on, guys. So when new users sign up, use that code HMA and you play $5. If you win, you'll actually get $150 in bonus lineups. And in this 3-pick power play, I got some season-long totals that I'm hitting the over on. Matthew Stafford over 38.74.5. And then Bo Nix going over 34.74.5, and Jalen Waddle going over 849.5. Bo Nix is going to break out this year, I believe. Shout out to Prize Picks for sponsoring the channel. Yeah, that's what's up. Shout out to Prize Picks. Here's the deal. Taysom Hill next week will be a Denver Bronco. That's how I feel about it. All Sean Payton needs to do is just chat with the man this weekend while they're hanging out with Drew Brees and Canton. Why would Taysom Hill want to go start over somewhere? Now, I know they're trying to figure out, does he want to play anymore? Hell yeah, he wants to play more. He's still got to win a Super Bowl. And Sean Payton is exploring the idea of bringing him in. That tells me that he's interested, that they want him. He went on to say he's now 2 years removed from that catastrophic knee injury, and it's in the second season in which you see them get back to being the player that they were. Again, he was an older player coming into the NFL. I still think he has miles left in the tank, Taysom Hill. So you can't tell me that this offense, with the struggles they had last year, can't benefit from just bringing in another utility guy like that. And if we got to risk somebody like Nate Atkins, or I know this might ruffle some feathers, Dallin Bentley, somebody like that, risking them on the practice squad, you do it. But maybe you could even put him on the practice squad. I don't know. I don't know what the league's interest is in Taysom Hill outside of Sean Payton. So maybe he could be the practice squad guy for us. But he makes too much sense. We need him. I will buy a fake jersey of his if he's a Denver Bronco. I will be pumped up. He helps us in so many ways.
Yep, that's the question. Is Taysom over the hill? And I think he's still got some snaps left, and especially in this system. So I agree. I think for sure. I think this might have been talked about previously, and like they're just kind of biding their time. We don't need you to be in camp for day one, all that kind of stuff. So that's pretty interesting.
Maybe they're trying to see if anybody gets hurt from the 90-man, at some point, so then they don't have to cut somebody. It's like one of those things.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah.
Okay. I got a couple.
I do got a question though off of this.
Yeah.
Hansi brings us up. Finally, a new number 7 in Denver. Sam Ehlinger has number 4. So 44 is obviously retired by, Floyd Little. What number does he freaking wear if he comes here to the Broncos? Mark, you're the numbers guy.
I know. You caught me off guard by that because I was kind of thinking about it. I think that what ends up happening is if we're going to cut Stiddy, which I think does ultimately happen, I think Sam Ehlinger will change his number to number 8. And I think Taysom Hill will probably take number 4. I feel like that makes sense. But if that's off the table, then all bets are off. I have no idea.
I think he's got to pick number 8. I think that's the only thing left for him.
I mean, 8 could work. He played 4. I only say 4 because he wore 4 in college. But I don't know.
And then 47, that's Corene Reed.
Yep. It could be 87. What about 87? I know somebody's 87 now, but that might become available.
I don't think anybody's 87 right now.
I think somebody is.
Cam Ross, I think.
Oh, that's right.
Somebody's got to be. I think all the numbers are taken. There's even some doubles.
88 isn't taken for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
I don't know. But if you're designated Taysom as a quarterback, running back, tight end, or whatever, he can basically choose any number. What do you guys feel about number 39? I feel like that'd be awesome.
For Taysom Hill?
Yeah. Dude. That'd be clean.
I think any number would be fine for him. I'm curious, speaking of numbers, if RJ Harvey is going to run back the number 12. I kind of liked it. I got used to it, but he might do that like second season number change if something else becomes available. I don't know what he would do. But
what did he wear in college? 1? Evan Ingram should
he wore
not
7.
have 1.
He wore 7 in college.
Not good enough to have 1.
Yeah, he wore 7 in college.
He wore 7 in college.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I got 2. We can just go all 3.
Cool.
These are quick and easy. If you guys want to expand on it, or just give us a yes or no, or the answer. There's a lot of talk. AFC West, Chiefs are going to be back. Certain commentators are already propping them up. But who's the actual bigger threat for the Broncos in the AFC West? Chargers or Chiefs? Let's start with Kodiak.
Chargers. Like, I just say Chargers because I just don't think the Chiefs are that good anymore. Now, a very overlooked coaching change potentially is they did bring back Bieniemy and they did let Matt Nagy go, and Matt Nagy was just terrible. He's been terrible everywhere he's gone. But I just don't think the Chiefs are that good anymore, man. I mean, they have questions everywhere on offense outside of quarterback. I mean, even Mahomes, man. even Mahomes, he's still coming back from the injury, so we'll see how he looks there. And yeah, a lot of people that are very tuned in as far as injuries or whatever, they say that Mahomes' rushing ability will be significantly hampered this year. That's a big part of his game. Okay, that's a big part of his game. I know he hasn't been a pure runner a lot, but he has good ability. Yeah, but either way, I feel like the Chargers are just really building something fierce in the trenches, man. Stylistically, they did a really, really good job loading up the trenches. Mesdor and Charlie Kohler and all these guys. So, yeah, I think they're a bigger threat. They're a much bigger threat than the Chiefs are to us right now. Still a great head coach over there in Kansas City, Andy Reid, but a lot of young guys on defense. Don't think they did nothing to improve the skill position guys, which were already bad. Walker, it could have a better run game, but we'll see.
David?
Dude, the Chiefs were a 5-1 football team last year, and I don't really think they got much better. They traded away some of their good players. Now, they did bring in Kenneth Walker, yeah, sure, but I still think their offensive line is going to be a liability. Dude, I'm telling you, this right tackle, they screwed this thing up again at right tackle to where now they have a UDFA taking #1 snaps as their right tackle, Khalil Benson, dude. He played 2025 at Colorado, or 2024 at Colorado, played at Indiana this past year. Watch him get benched in the national championship in that first half because of the Miami pass rush, man. This dude is not quick enough to play right tackle at the NFL level. Not at all. If he is their starting right tackle, and I'm the Chiefs, dude, I'm not even playing Mahomes week 1. Nick Bonino is going to have a field day with them, man. We're built to beat the Chiefs, and especially now that they're crumbling, dude, I'm not worried about them. But I am worried about the Chargers because John Harbaugh has had Sean Payton's number, man. And his teams are always some of the toughest in the NFL. And they beat us up, man. And we're a pretty darn tough team, man. But they always seem to, beat the crap out of us. So I am worried about the Chargers. But at the end of the day, man, it's our division to win.
Yep, I'm with you. And for a UDFA to protect a hobbled Mahomes is going to be
it's malpractice on their end, man. Their GM Veach, dude. I think how he's running this whole thing is a total joke, dude. Their starting weapons right now in training camp, on the outside, are freaking Tyquan Thornton and Jalen Royals, man. Is that how you're going to do things with Travis Kelce coming back for one more year? Inexcusable, man. Inexcusable what they're doing to Patrick Mahomes. And yeah, it's looked like Looney Tunes out there with how inaccurate Patrick Mahomes is. Look, hitting his own offensive lineman in the back of the head.
Yep. And Kelce didn't look like he came in like he's been focusing on his physique in the offseason either. So
dude looked fat, man.
Yeah, I was just like, ooh.
Yeah, I think. So it's nice that I mean I agree. I think the Chargers for sure. I just think they're a much better team in the regular season, right? I mean, Chargers in the playoffs. I ain't really worried about Chargers in the playoffs, I guess. But yeah, dude, it's nice that Jesse Minter is no longer there because that defense was giving us a lot of fits and they got a lot of ballers. Still should be really good defensively. But I hate to admit it, I think Mike McDaniels is the perfect offensive coordinator for Justin Herbert in that offense. I'm terrified that it's going to be really good. And I think it is, man. I think Omarion Hampton's going to have a huge year. I think Justin Herbert statistically won't have as good of a year, but he's going to be super efficient. And I hate that. So hopefully Mike McDaniels shits his pants, being maybe he's a closet Bronco fan, it seems like. But yeah, that was a big time hire for them.
Yeah, that one makes me nervous. But Chargers still got that logo on the back on their jersey, so you just never know what's going to be. They dealt with injuries last year. Every single time it seems like this is the year. I mean, we've been saying that since LT and Phillip Rivers. So we'll see. All right, we're going to go around the other way here for last question. Mark, this is a simple question, but it's going to be the biggest question of the year. Does Bo Nix take another big step in year 3?
Hell yeah. Oh, dude, 100%. Bo Nix will be in the MVP conversation. I really do believe that. I think he's going to have a massive year. I think him and Davis Webb is going to be a beautiful fit, which is going to suck because that would basically mean Davis Webb's gone after the season. But I think he has a huge year. I think him coming off of the injury, locked and loaded, he seems so focused, so much more comfortable. No excuses now, man. I think our run game is going to be a lot better. We got Jalen Waddle now. Our wide receivers are taking another leap. I think Bo Nix is going to have a massive, massive year.
Yeah. David?
Yeah, dude. We talked about this in my stream just a bit ago. Y'all check it out after this. But I think his floor is 4,000 yards this year, man. And I think he can hit 4,500 yards if everything works out. So I expect him to be in that MVP consideration as well, Marky, because we're gonna win this division again. We're gonna have a winning record against these first 6 teams. We're going 4-2 at the worst. People are gonna respect Bo Nix this year, man. So I'm looking forward to him leveling up, and then he might surpass the level where he's not coordinator dependent, right? Peyton Manning was the system after a while, right? That type of thing. Now, I'm not going to say that he's that level yet, but hey, if Davis Webb leaves and we win a Super Bowl, all this stuff, I ain't going to be worried. Bo Nix knows. And then we can just say, hey, Kilgore's got it. He could be the next prodigy.
You can always go back to Sean Payne plays too.
Yeah, how about that? Yeah, we still got him.
Exactly. Alex, what do you think?
Of course. Like, how would Bo Nix not be able to take a massive jump this upcoming year, with an improved run game, at least theoretically, and, adding Waddle. And I think that's the biggest thing is that, we did surround Bo Nix with some extra stuff last year, like Harvey, Bryant, and even Ingram, who I said at the time I wasn't really, that excited about, but I was still happy we signed him. But yeah, no, I think the connection with Waddle is just going to make everything so much easier because we haven't had an easy button for this offense, okay? We've gone 3 and out, the most in the league over the past 3 seasons. And part of that was because of the run game and efficiency, but there's also been no easy button in the passing game as our guys have been developing. And Cortland Sutton's already an up and down guy to begin with. But yeah, I think everything is just going to be so much easier, so much more efficient. I think there's just going to be a lot less pain from this Broncos offense, which in turn will help Bo Nix progress a lot in year 3.
Yeah. And I still personally love that Bo Nix is still being doubted. I mean, everybody gave him a hard time for being 10 spots better than Lamar Jackson on the top 100 and all these other things. And I hear all these commentators be like, yeah, but they won so many 1-score games and can they get that lucky again? It was like, okay, first of all, winning 1-score games is not luck. You can't consistently do that for the full year. Everybody, even Patriot fans, know we would have been in the Super Bowl if Bo Nix was healthy. And to be going into that and him still getting doubted, now you get Jalen Waddle. Now you get another running back. Hopefully you get Webb, all these different things. I think it's just looking perfect for Bo. I think the injury has made him so much more confident. Like, I'm going to show you guys exactly. Like, I think he's coming into this year, like, full steam ahead, so focused. So, I mean, obviously I'm huge Bo Nix fan. I think every Broncos fans would say yes to this question, but there's a lot of reasons to believe that. Mm-hmm. And I'm just excited to see what's going to happen. I think I want to say, let's say, what are you going to say now? If he goes out and is an MVP candidate, they'll still have some sort of thing they'll say, but that's fine. So. That's fine. Yeah.
You guys, thanks so much for joining this Horsepower Hour. Real quickly, Atomic asked, do you think the Zay Flowers contract will make Mims ask for a ton? Marky said, I don't think it's related at all. Zay's done way more as a wide receiver overall. And it's a horrible contract. I mean, it's a lot of money, man. It's a lot of money. Cortland Sutton's deal is looking better by the day. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. But before we wrap up, guys, got to let the people know where to find you, what you got coming up. Kodiak, we'll start with you.
So you can follow me on Twitter, TikTok, or YouTube at Kodiak Broncos. And yeah, I was lucky enough to go yesterday and live tweet all the Broncos stuff. So I will be doing that next Wednesday, August 12th as well. And then I think either the 17th, I have both the 17th and the 18th. So hopefully I can get Mark out there too for one of those days, but we'll see. But either way, yep, at Kodiak Broncos. And yeah.
Mark?
Yeah, Marky Sports Denver on YouTube, Marky Sports on Twitter. I think TikTok's Marky Sports too, or Marky Broncos. I don't even know what it is on TikTok, but it's one of those. But you can check it out. But yeah, man, we're just gonna talk. I mean, I now the season's to me the season starts when training camp starts. So every day I'll drop some videos, some content, some newsworthy notes, and hopefully we'll have a lot of really positive stuff to talk about. So join it up and let's Let's have a good time, man. Cannot wait for hey, dude, we play our first game a week from Friday.
Dude, are you serious, man?
Yeah.
Wow.
Next Friday is our first game, so it's here, guys.
Dude, that's awesome. Well, guys, Mark, Jeremy, Kodiak, I appreciate y'all joining. Again, everybody watching, we got 127 people in here. Leave us a thumbs up on the way out. Go subscribe to all my friends and their channels. And we'll be back to talk Broncos next week. I'm going to be going live here in 17 minutes on the Believe in Broncos channel, BLEAV. So go check that out with my friend Mike. We'll see y'all next week. Go Broncos.
It's finally done. The draft is done. Broncos country, we're here to break it down. Woo. We'll tell you about the players who bring the power. This is horsepower.